Went to the toilet once and stream died. How
I know.
reliable. My stream has also died. I just didn't say anything about it.
If you want.
Rosie, do you mind me transferring you the ownership of the server just
Yeah,
because
go
it's a
for
little
it.
bit easier to see?
Yeah.
Because all I've got is my phone. I can't really.
No, yeah,
do too much.
I can fiddle around on it and stuff. I still can't believe that. I freaking decided to go, hoo, I died. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Lizzie into my chat and just dropped a message.
Rosie died. I'm like, I'm still here. Yep, I'm back. There we go. I literally, I go to the toilet for one moment and then everything shits itself. Slenderman obviously hates me.
Code.
They realised that you were chatting shit about me.
Right, Rosie,
The
you're
streaming
now the
gods.
server.
Nice.
So, like I was saying when Rosie went to the bathroom, this idea I came up with was when I was watching just video essays on liminal space,
Liminal.
and I was like, I want to start doing a podcast on stuff that is weird, that you will sit there and go, what?
With the screen, by the way, because my knee locked again.
So when Rosie kindly said to me, hey, you want to hop on stream with me and
You want to talk about this?
you want to talk about creepy stories, I was like, hey, here's this idea. I'm more than happy that we do it together and we just do hyperfixations, and it so happened to be Creepypasta just now. No doubt that will change.
At some point in the future, we could react to some weird videos.
Oh god, yeah.
YouTube is the breeding ground for that.
YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram. That is the epiphany of everything.
I mean, by all means, if you could pull one up that's free to use, like.
I'm trying to think, cause let me have a little look-see.
I do actually have to go to the bathroom myself.
And I think you need to hydrate yourself as well, Cliff.
Because there are people that, you know, that have reacted to, like, the Marble Hornet stuff. Are you going to the bathroom, are you?
Yes, I am. I will tell you that after stream.
I'm interested.
No.
No?
Sorry.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I mean, I
If
know
we
it's
can
for-
find one that's copyright free, then
Actually, I'll mute.
Yeah.
I want to see if we can debunk any of them.
Trying to think, what can we...
We're back.
Welcome back. I'm trying to... I'm just having a... I'm in a 9. No, I don't want my Google account. Go away.
I know the Discord isn't like everything at the moment. It's just that I just made it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can work on it. I'm trying to think what we could sit and sort of
I just have a brilliant idea.
What?
So, see with podcasts nowadays, you see them do like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, etc., right?
Yeah.
What if we just put it as archive 1?
Oh yeah, that sounds cool.
I'm more of a creative thinker, that's the issue.
You are more of a creative thinker.
See, there are people that have reacted to The Boys and Sam and Colby and stuff like that, but I don't know whether they've got permissions or what.
Yeah, that'd be something we'd probably have to reach out and sort of go like, "Hi, can we have permission to react to your stuff?"
Fairness, this was saying that,
Just go.
I searched up haunted react videos, and Shimmy pops up. The Warzone Halloween event.
we're crying out loud.
Was a ghost town.
Oh, there is one I want to read with you guys, and I will need to find it. But I'd listen to it. God, donkeys. And it was basically, I think you read it. I cannot remember what the name of it was called, but it was a guy, I don't know if he was ex-military or something, but he ended up buying or living in this cabin in the middle of the woods. I know it sounds so stupid because it's how everything starts, but there's like so much weird shit going on around. And he's been tormented by this one skinwalker that he's dubbed Skinny. And he really hates this one individual. There's other things going on.
Could do is react to some of the old like Ghost Adventures stuff.
Yes. I agree with Dark. Nah.
I think
Would we
that'd be a
get
good thing.
copyrighted for that though?
Worth a try.
But you could take it in chunks.
I think if we find like certain episodes that we can look at and go, we can do this.
There's like 13 seasons. Let's
there
try
is.
and not do the previous
What was
5
it?
seasons.
There is an episode of Ghost Adventures where they do. I know what Cora's going to look at me like for a second. The Bobby Mackey's one. There's been a lot of people reacting to that one.
Oh.
It
And
could
Bobby
be copyright
Mackey's
free.
is a very big hyperfixation right now for me.
We could try it. It could either go one of two ways. Either we could get a good stream out of it, or it could we could get copyright striked.
Even if we do, we know what not to do then.
Yeah.
But we don't want to get straight off the bat.
Yeah.
We won't. Also, I gave Rosie an idea.
Mm-hmm.
See, instead of calling them episodes, why do we call them archives?
We can do that.
Yeah.
The
I'm
only
just
problem
trying
with
to
the
find
Ghost
the
Adventure
story.
stuff is like the episodes are like 2-3 hours long.
Yeah.
Apart from like the first season, like an hour long, it's just a lot to react to and pause and try and debunk, and like we could get 3 hours worth of content out of that, but that's a lot of streaming.
Why don't we just stick with
Stories
and talking about stuff just now?
and then later on, see when we get like more permissions and stuff.
Maybe this could grow a wee bit more, we don't know. But
The thing is, it's all about working on what we're gonna. English work.
Yeah. You trying?
Brain not working.
Brain not working. I can word this.
Brain.exe has crashed.
We can work up onto that progress, so we can progress to looking at like ghost hunting videos, ARGs. But we can start off simple, lay the foundations, to then start to do like the more mainstream stuff. So that we're not coming right off the bat with like, oh my god, we found out this, da 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 da. Basically, let's not make it into a Mr. Beast video. Let's be original!
Well,
We're here to have fun.
I found a story on Reddit. If you want me to go through that just now, something light. Let me find it again.
I also just recommend a show for everybody. Me and Coda have already watched it.
My property isn't normal, that's what it was.
It's still on brand. Archive 81.
Haha.
Rosie's also found her story.
Yeah. I found a story that I was talking about where I found a stack of Polaroid pictures hidden in my son's Halloween candy. Someone's been stalking us.
What I'm gonna do is
It's
I'm gonna
on-
chuck it on the our creepypasta thing for that. I've been trying to find that
Adventurous
story
into that,
for a
after
few
actually.
years now, and I'm so mad. Oh yeah, I haven't watched the Until Dawn movie. I've seen the game. I've not played the game, but I've seen like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier. I've seen them play it. But I've not watched the movie, and I've been told the movie is completely different.
I'll be heading off soon since I'm fucking at work and I'm just tired and.
That is very fair.
That's fine. But it's up to Rosie because it is her stream. I can
I'd
send it over to you.
Send it over to me. Is it got pictures in it, or is it just all words?
It's just all words. That's why I was like, hey, I'm more than happy to sit and read this because I know you're dyslexic.
There we go.
It's fine. We're both dyslexic.
We're all dyslexic.
Yeah. So if you send it over to me.
What's more annoying is I've got a perfect reading voice as well.
Yes.
Fuck. I do love that comment. Creep can't even pay his share of the rent.
I know, right?
Well, do you want to read it, and do you want me to do when they're talking? Or do you want to do the talking when I do the read, or I do the reading and you do the talking?
I don't mind. I'm more than happy to read it.
Yeah, if you read it, I'll do like the voice lines and stuff then.
I'll be heading out round about 9ish.
Hockey
Okay.
dokies.
So
Probably gonna go greet people on VR chat and then go off.
That's fair.
okay. So I found a stack of Polaroid pictures hidden in my son's Halloween candy. Someone's been stalking us. Neither of us knew what was waiting inside Max's candy bucket. We just brought it back home from some trick-or-treating and unlocked the front door. The second I turned the knob, Max shot into the living room holding his pumpkin-shaped candy bucket in both hands. He flipped it over and gave it a shake, and all the candy poured out into the carpet. He tossed the bucket aside.
Mommy, mommy!
Screamed.
Can I eat my candy now?
I came in behind him and laughed because only a 5-year-old could get that pumped about eating candy.
Thank you for asking.
Uh,
Well, yeah, sorry.
But
I
we'll
was
get
just.
there.
We'll get there.
with
We'll get there.
this. And
Yeah, because you just go about eating candy, and then yeah. Thank you for asking. Go ahead.
I sat beside him, crisscrossed applesauced, and watched. Max worked through the pile, opening each piece, tasting it, either scrunching up his face or giggling in approval, before moving on to the next. It was adorable seeing him like this, seeing him that made me smile. As I watched, the moment became sour. Seeing I was a single mother that lived often and come alone, and because I was just waitressing in a small cafe, money was tight. There was some days where I could only afford to feed Max and not myself. Whether he asked why I wasn't eating, I said I ate dinner at the restaurant, which was a lie, because even with my employee discount, those meals still cost money. My manager even had to fire an employee before for sneaking food without paying. I lied because I didn't want Max to worry. I think kids shouldn't worry about those kinds of things. They should be having fun like Max was doing now. While I watched him eat his candy, I saw the happiness he got from what was only strangers could give him. Something twisted up inside me. I felt like a failure as a mother. I noticed Max. Max noticed I wasn't eating any candy and piled several pieces in front of me.
No, honey.
I said, putting them back in his pile.
These are all yours. Mummy doesn't want any. Why not? Because I don't want to take any from you.
Once I said that, a flicker of sadness moved in his eyes. He looked up at me, almost he was beginning to understand something about me. Like he made a realization, wise beyond his years. It broke my heart.
Okay.
I said.
Just one. You choose.
Max smiled. He hovered his little fingers over the pile, carefully weighing his options, and stalled over a Reese's peanut butter cup. He squeezed down and lifted it underneath the corner of something jabbed out. It was almost like a small stack of paper. It looked glossy, even gleaming in the overhead light. Whatever it was, I could tell it wasn't candy. One of the neighbours put something in there by accident. I reached down and pulled at the corner, and of it slid out a stack of I can never say that word.
Polaroid.
Thank you. Pictures. There was 3 of them, stuck together with a rubber band.
What's this, Max?
Max didn't say anything. He watched curiously as I snapped off the rubber band and flipped the stack over. The first picture framed a residential home at night. An adult woman stood on a sidewalk, her hands on her hips, watching, with a smaller person, most likely a child, approaching the front door. The light was so dark I couldn't tell who they were, but in the child's hand I could see them gripping onto something, a small pail or bucket. Right then I got it. This was a parent watching a child go trick-or-treating. Yep, one of the neighbours must have put them in here by mistake. I wondered who it was. I flipped to the next picture. I recognised the subject of this one. It was my neighbour Terry, standing there opening a door. Someone who was hidden just beneath the frame held up a bucket, and Terry was smiling warmly as he dropped a few pieces of candy in. Something about the bucket caught my eye. I studied it, noticing the circular shape, and realised it was designed to look like a pumpkin. My eyes drifted over to Max's pumpkin-shaped bucket on the carpet. My heart skipped a beat. I didn't want to jump to any conclusions. I flipped the final picture. A shot of an open window taken from a small bush. A few focuses out of leaves dangled in front of the foreground, but in a sharp focus, right there in the centre of the picture, was my son's smiling face. I was behind him, zipping up a costume just before we went trick-or-treating. We were standing in this very room.
Max?
I said, keeping my voice calm as possible.
Which house gave you these?
Max scrunched up his forehead while he thought. He shrugged and then reached for another piece of candy. I blocked his hand.
Stop. Don't eat any more of that.
I stood up and glanced around. I began to panic.
How come? Because I said so. Don't ask questions right now.
Max began to cry. I ran to the front door, checking the lock. It was already set. Okay. I'd just taken my son trick-or-treating. Someone has followed us, took these pictures of us, and then dropped those pictures inside his bucket. We only went around the neighbourhood, so it had to be one of our neighbours who did it. Was this some kind of sick joke? Or was one of them really stalking us? What do I do? I looked past the living room into my kitchen. My phone was sitting on the island counter. I raced over and dialed 911. It rang twice, and then the operator answered.
911, what's your emergency?
Oh, common for American.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do something real quick. I'm trying to get the story up on the screen.
I do see that. I've got your place anyway to
Yeah.
what we were reading.
I mean, Lizzie had a really good idea.
Plus, my suggestion could post edited video for peeps to read
Yeah.
along. You want to? I can post the.
Sorry, I mean,
I've
Did you
posted
send
it, but I don't think 1 minute, I need to put that on top.
you would need to put it in the description box.
Yeah.
No, wait.
My camera's
There's
meant to be
something I
that 1 minute.
You should follow it.
Oh, does YouTube not let that's
Because Rosie tried.
that's horrible.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that to sit on top, but it's decided doesn't want to. There we go. What I might, yeah, what I might do, because I don't. Can that even be read somewhat?
I think YouTube has a feature now where you can zoom into the screen.
Yeah. Because I'm just trying to make that slightly.
Yeah, it will let us put it in the chat.
Because I tried to put the. 1 minute, I can probably just copy and paste all this into the chat. But then again, I don't want to fill up the chat. Where. Lizzie, can you actually see anything on that screen? 1 minute, I can do one. I can. Okay, so I can just about read it. Freaking chat box needs to be over that. Really? There. Anyway, I'm gonna do some editing. That will never happen. Ooh. Right, so we're a 911 operator.
Yes, you're a 911 operator now.
Yeah. 911, what's your emergency? Yes,
Your name is Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie. It's your turn for Max Interrupted.
Oh. Max interrupted, tugging on my leg, crying for me to let him eat more candy.
Honey, I will buy you more candy, but Mummy's on the phone right now. 911?
The operator repeated.
Please state your emergency. Yes, we need help, please. I think someone is stalking me?
Operator took down my name, address, and details about what happened. 10 minutes later, 2 officers were at my house. One shone a flashlight around my property, while the other one, a young, tall officer, came to my door. He introduced himself as Officer Dan. He asked for the photos.
I'm Jenny, and this is all of them.
I said, handing them over. He looked at them with gloved hands, scanning over the first one while I waited. I felt Max start behind me. He was hiding behind my leg, peeking up at the officer. Officer Dan flipped to the second one and looked at it and then cleared his throat.
There's the man here. Thank you for the sound cue.
Just before you keep going, I'm going to head out now.
Okie dokies. Catch you
Bye,
later.
Catch you later.
That's my neighbor, Terry. But it couldn't be him, he's a good man. I'm sure he is.
He said. He flipped to the final picture. He studied it, and as he drank in the details, the faint line around his eyes sharpened. He looked down at Max and then up at me.
So, what's gonna happen now?
I said, my voice sounding more desperate than I had intended.
We're going to sweep the neighborhood. Even if we don't find anything, there'll be an officer nearby to patrol every hour. Also, we'll speak with Mr. Terry, not because he's a suspect, but just in case he's seen any suspicious activity. Also, I see they use a ring camera. We'll check the footage on that as well. Now, ma'am.
He took a glance behind me.
Is it just you two in the house? Yes.
I said.
Just us. Is there somewhere else you can stay tonight? Maybe with friends or family?
There wasn't. All my friends were my husband's, and not once he left me, and so did they. I started to answer, but caught by surprise when a tear welled in my eye. Whether it was the stress of the situation or me just being scared, I didn't know. I blinked them away before they could fall, and I shook my head.
No, it's just us.
He nodded.
Well, there's a double tree down the road. Wouldn't be a bad idea for you guys to book a room tonight.
Book a room? I don't even know how I'm going to feed Max tomorrow.
Officer, that's really not an option for us.
Officer Dan gave me a look. Honestly, it wasn't so different to the one Max gave me sometimes. With Max, I always thought it would be a normal sadness that kids feel when they don't get their way. But the officer, there was something deeper. He actually felt sorry for me, and I never wanted that. I never wanted that from anyone. I felt embarrassed.
Look.
He took a pencil and notepad from his shirt pocket.
This is my personal number. Doesn't matter what time. If you need anything at all, give me a call. I'll be close. Thank you, officer. Just down.
He said, placing a hand on my shoulder, then turned and left. I closed my door, resting my forehead on it.
Mummy?
Max said.
What's happening?
I shut my eyes.
It's alright, sweetie. Mummy's just trying to fix a problem, that's all.
We both gone quiet. After a few seconds passed.
Will we be okay? I think so. Come on. Let's go get ready for bed. Sleep in Mummy's room tonight. I'll come tuck you in. Okay.
Max said he would run up the stairs without a care in the world. I put Officer Dan's Officer's Dan number on speed dial. When I checked the door and the windows to make sure everything was totally locked down. After an hour, I tucked Max into my bed and kissed him goodnight and closed the door behind me. My phone buzzed in my pocket. It was Officer Dan. He told me that the neighbourhood was clear, but they kept a close watch. My heart sank, hoping they would catch the bleep and we could see the whole mess behind us. All the same, I thanked the officer and told him good night. Sleep was out of the question. Intended, I fixed a cup of coffee and sat up all night. So I hear so much as a twig snap outside. I called the cops. Heading downstairs, starting on the coffee, my chest tightened with anxiety. He was still out there. I just knew it. Probably even close by. What if he was standing outside the house? At the very moment. I caught myself biting on my fingernails and stopped. It was a bad habit I developed when I was a kid, but nowadays only flared up during moments of high stress. I passed to the kitchen and opened the cabinet, fishing out both my Maxwell House coffee grounds and a filter. I loaded up the filter and dumped a few scoops in and hit brew. Then I stood there for a moment, feeling myself wanting to cry. Again. Damn it, Jenny. Now is not the time to get emotional. You're an adult here. Hold it together. Something on my island countertop beside me shined in the. Was that meant to say
Shine in my periphery.
periphery? Yeah. I glanced over. I was like, that's a weird ass way. And then I stared at it for a long time in disbelief, trying to make absolute certain that my eyes were deceiving me. Right on top of the counter was a fresh set of Polaroid pictures. We're gonna say pictures, okay?
Polaroid.
It was impossible. I've given the officer everything I had. I was losing my mind. I reached out, almost scared to touch them. I gently picked him up. The first picture, Max was hiding behind my legs while I spoke to Officer Dan. Only this shot wasn't taken through an open window from outside the house. It was taken from right behind us, from inside the house. My mind struggled to process what I was seeing. There was no way those intruder could have entered my house and taken the picture with an officer standing right there. I flipped to the next one. This was in my bedroom, tucking my son into bed, and the way it was shot looked like something only possible in a dream. A capture from a bird's eye view directly above our heads. A blade of ceiling fan even cutting the edge of the frame. Because it was taken so close to the light, the shot was overexposured, putting a lazy kind of filter over the deflect of all logic. To get the picture, however, or whatever took it, would have to be suspending from the ceiling. They would have to manipulate themselves into possible angles of all without me and Max knowing. My hands trembled. The room began to spin. Terrified now, I flipped to the final picture. It was me, my back facing the camera, standing in my kitchen, looking down, studying something in my hand, just like I was now at this very moment. The shot was taken close behind me. Whatever took it could have reached around and touched me. I needed to get Max at the house now. Click. Something snapped directly behind my head. The room was quiet again. My mind took a moment to register register what was even was. But slowly, sick realization slithered up from the pit of my stomach. What I just heard was like a shutter of a Polaroid camera. The camera and its mechanism hummed as it worked to print out the picture. I froze, I stopped breathing in a desperate attempt to reason with the intruder.
What do you want from me?
I cried, listening from respond of holding the trembling. There was no reply. The picture finished printing. Whatever was behind me stood perfectly still. Several seconds ticked by. It was waiting for me to turn around. Across the counter against the back wall, a block of kitchen knives were close. I wish they were closer, but they were way out of reach. Depending on what happened next, maybe I could get closer to them. But for now, I would have to turn around and face whatever was behind me. One slow inch at a time, I turned my head, my heart pounding in my chest, expecting to be stabbed or choked or grabbed at any second. I turned a bit further, then shot a glance back. The kitchen was empty. I exhaled. A new fear, greater than the one before, explored inside me. It was going to get Max. I dropped the pictures and shot around the corner, ripping the biggest knife out the block, and I dug into my phone and hit call on Officer Dan's contact. Call failed. I tapped the screen several more times. Call failed, call failed, call failed. I slammed it on the counter in a fit of anger. Of all the times of my phone not to work, I can feel that, by the way, for many times my phone has not worked when I did it the most. Of course, it would have to be now. I had no other option. I had to run upstairs and get Max by myself. I moved throughout downstairs with a knife aimed in front of me. I was checking around every corner, every piece of furniture as I passed. I sprinted upstairs, even though upstairs hallway towards my bedroom. I pushed the bedroom door open slowly, horrified as it was already beating me there. Thankfully, Max was still under the covers, safe and sound. I peeled the blankets off of him and scooped him up in my arms.
Mummy?
He said, rubbing his eyes.
Shh, we have to go. Stay quiet.
I wrapped his arms around me, putting his head on my shoulders. I crept over to the door, peering out into the hallway, empty. I carried Max down the hallway towards the stairs. If only I could make it out to the front door and run straight to the neighbours and call the cops from there. Just a short trip down the stairs and through the living room. We could do it. When we neared the steps, I heard the worst imaginable footsteps pounding the stairs, and in my mind entered fight or flight mode. I should attack, give Max a chance to run. No, I can't leave him. He would never get away. I backed up to my right. To my right was my son's bedroom. I ducked inside and rushed to the closet, inching the door open as quietly as I could, but still squealing on the hinges. I slid inside, barely enough space for both of us. I clipped the door shut and stood in front of Max, using my body as a shield.
Mummy, what are we doing?
I cupped my hand over his mouth.
Not another word.
I listened with each passing second, the footsteps growing closer as they arrived at the bedroom door. They were slow, a nice, easy stroll and entered the room, floorboards squeaking under every shifting weight. Something padded across the room from right to left. It was like it was searching from us. It reached the right wall and stopped, and then turned and moved closer towards the closet. I gripped the knife. I tightened the grip on the knife. Holy shit!
You're doing good.
Stream of adrenaline coursing through my veins, making my skin tingle. I thought hard to keep my mind clear and focused. If the door opened, then I would take them by surprise, hammering the blade down in one quick motion. It was all I had. It came to the door and stopped, the sound of its own breath filling the closet. A floorboard creaked. Every nerve inside my body screamed, "What is it doing? Why is it standing there?" Then, click, a camera clicked. Through the gape under the door, the light flashed. Against all logic, all reason, it had taken a picture of the closet door. A deep yet childlike laughter vibrated into the closet. Cam,
Bless you.
I'm sorry.
it's okay. A deep yet childlike laughter vibrated into the closet. The camera clicked again. It knew exactly where we were, and it was like it was playing games. It was like it was toying with us. Mac's body trembled behind me. A soft whimper escaped his lips. I was preparing myself. The door would open at any moment, and it would be up to me to save our lives. I raised the knife so I could swing it down. As the door opened, I held my breath, listening for the handle to jiggle, and began to turn. The door swung open. I hacked the knife blindly in front of me. Officer Dan staggers backwards just in time.
Whoa, whoa.
I darted my eyes around the room, looking for blood. I was frantic.
It's just me, no one is here. I've got you, you're safe. No, we're not. It was just here. I heard we have multiple officers searching your home. No one is here.
I scanned the room again. There was no camera, no creatures, no obvious threat. The stress of what just occurred began to weigh down on me. I lost my sense of balance and stumbled. Officer Dan caught me by the arm. He guided me towards Max's bed as I sat down. Mark started out from the closet, jumping onto his bed and clung to me.
You called me, remember?
Officer Dan said.
But you didn't say anything, so we were afraid something had happened. We all forced open the front door, then I heard you guys in here. Did you think he broke in? I know he did. There were footsteps and there was more pictures. Just look on the counter. There are no signs of forced entry, Jenny.
Officer Dan paused and then glanced over at the closet door. He ran his palm together, approaching the bed, and took a seat beside us.
You know, sometimes in high-stress situations, our minds produce things, sounds, images, things like that aren't really there. It's perfectly normal, given your situation. It's possible that is all that happened. Don't talk to me like that, Dan. Don't talk to me like I'm crazy. I know what I saw. I know what I heard. You're a cop, not a therapist. Get off the bed. Jenny's got a bite.
Once I snapped on him, Officer Dan had no more
Psychotherapeutic.
psychotherapeutic explanations for me. He stood up and left us alone in the room. He left the house, in fact, but some of the other officers were kind enough to wait until morning. For the rest of the night, there was no more signs of an intruder. The next day, I applied for a credit card, checked us into a hotel, and put the house up for market. A week later, someone bought the house. I took the money and bought a new house in a completely different state. Even though the old one sold well under its value, I didn't care. As long as if we left whatever was in there behind, and we had all we need. At Max's new school, I met a group of mothers that I became friends with that made a huge improvement on the quality of life. For the first time, I had people who cared about me. These ladies checked up on me, came over for wine nights, and got me out of the house. They even introduced me to a great guy who I'm still dating. Max made some new friends of his own. It seemed happy at his new school for a while. Things were great. This morning I noticed a note in Max's lunchbox telling me how much he loved me. Telling how much I loved him, and I know it's incredibly lame, but I couldn't help myself. He was the best thing that ever happened to me. I always wanted him to know that. When he got home from school, he threw the lunchbox on the counter and ran up to me and kissed me on the cheek. "I love you too, Mummy," he said, and went into his room to do his homework. I know you were meant to read that bit, but
Oh shoot, yeah. Sorry. I was scrolling down the
it's
page. It's fine.
okay. I got you covered for that. I got you covered for that.
That's fine.
My heart filled with joy. I was floating. I started to clean out the lunchbox, and then for the first time in a long time, I actually cried. I cried because at that moment, I loved my life. I wished things could stay like this forever. I took an ice pack out from the lunchbox and turned it upside down over the trash can, placing a few plastic baggies to drop into the trash. Then a piece of paper fluttered out. The paper made out of two different materials. One that I would write a note on, and then this one was glossy, small, squared. Oh my fucking god! It was a
You got
Polaroid.
this. There we go.
Did it? A violent image flooded my mind. I flashed under the flash under the door, then the camera clicked. Demonic laughter. I leaned against the wall, having trouble breathing. Calm down, I told myself. Calm down, breathe. That's it. Maybe it was something Max was working on in class. I fished the picture out of the trash, and it was taken inside the classroom. Kids sat at their desks talking amongst themselves. It was normal enough, but then I noticed the angle of the photo was taken. It was taken from the back of the classroom, shooting up at the kids' heads, almost like it was taken from the ceiling. Center of the picture held a sharp focus. Max's smiling face. He captured mid-laugh. I screamed and dropped the picture, spiraling to the ground. It landed face down. I noted a scribble on the back. Now I didn't know what to do. I thought it was the house, and I thought we would leave that thing behind. But now it was like all in vain. It followed us here. On the back, it written in dark red ink, the words, "I love you too, Jenny."
So do we believe that maybe Max isn't real?
Max is either that or Max has summoned something in that classroom.
No. Max has summoned something back at home. That's just that story. I do like the comment of Creep can't even pay for his share of the rent. But I mean, if you're a ghost... So that was Elliot Price that wrote that.
Yes, if Max was really a ghost, how would he be able to go to school?
Maybe it was twin sibling, or maybe she killed her husband. Maybe she killed her husband.
She moved state. She got a new boyfriend. Hyperfixated over Max's death, and ended up hallucinating Max the whole time.
See, something doesn't quite add up with the neighbor. The
detail of the neighbor.
The detail of the neighbor.
And with Dan as well.
Yeah, and with Dan, he was a wee bit too quick to give him his personal number out to her. I understand the situation she's been in. She could barely afford anything for her son, but he was too quick to judge that she was hallucinating due to stress.
Yeah.
Fairly quick to judge with that.
Psychosis is a thing.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that psychosis isn't a thing. I'm just saying he was very quick to like, hey, you've got psychosis.
Yeah, he was very quick to that, but it was the fact that even though the calls were failing, and he suddenly just appeared. Yeah. Very strange indeed. So I think
the mother hell never even paid rent. Whatever it was.
yeah. Well, I think that will do us for our first archive, I think.
Yeah.
Halloween turned sour, I guess.
Halloween, yeah. That poor Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, it didn't deserve that picture stuck on it.
Nah. I mean, at least it wasn't like your typical when kids getting candy, they've got like stuff in them. No, this was just pictures.
Yeah, like razor blades or like pills or stuff in it. That was quite interesting.
In all fairness, at least they didn't get a takeaway, specifically Chinese, get the fortune cookies, and then Eye Monsters came out.
That was at chapter 2, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
You are a menace to society.
He has very big menace to society.
But yeah, I think we can call it there.
Yeah.
Very
With
good.
a lot of words in
You did,
it.
but you did very well.
Really good.
And I was sharing the screen so that people could think it. I think what for our next one, what I might do is get everything on maybe like a Word document to have up. So I'll shrink myself down a bit, have it up so that people can then follow along as we're reading. Sort of similar to how Creepcasts do it and some others do it. The thing is some people like to listen, just headphones listen on and just see, while others would like to, they want that participation.
Yeah.
But yeah. Right then, chat. That was the first part of the whispering and the evidence. I think we did really well, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I just found it. It's Creepy Stories on Reddit.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling through it on Reddit, and I was like, whoa, okay, this is something.
I mean, this also opens up a can of worms where viewers can get involved, we can get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest on reading, you know this.
Like,
You
I'm more
can
than
be our
happy to sit
info
here and
fire.
read it.
Info finder.
But, yeah, like, I don't mind that because, like I mentioned, I'm more creative thinking.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind sitting reading stuff and.
But the thing is, we can take turns when it comes to reading and that.
Please tell me that got picked up.
With you talking?
No, the pop.
No, the pop.
No?
Phineas just cracked his elbow and it was a loud ass pop.
Oh god. Anyway, chat, we're gonna head off for the night. I hope you all enjoyed. It's bye from me.
Bye.